All right. Well, we made it live. Now we have to get our chat going. So, how are you tonight? I I hope you're ready for another case of the Mondays. I'll tell you, I don't know what it is about Mondays, but it's just not interesting to me. I'm just trying to figure this one thing out here. Just a second. So, you know, did it work? Oh, let's see, there we go. Okay, so it's a little bit delayed today. So if you do feel like chatting, you know, shouldn't be that many people. So you just know that there's a delay, and that's that. So anyway, so it's Monday, and so I don't know. I just remember it used to be terrible when I used to go to work Sunday nights. Just all this, you know, nervousness, um, anxiety over going to work Monday morning. I mean, do I have my lunch packed? Is the, you know, are all the messes from Friday still going to be there when I get to the office on Monday morning? I tried not to look at my email. I used to try not to look at my email on the weekends, and that didn't do any good. I'd still see all the stuff. So let me just test one thing. Okay, so that's going to be screwed up. But anyway, so then I get through Monday, and it would be like, thank God I just made it through, and that's it. So what about you? How's your Monday? Was it everything you'd hoped it would be and more? Probably not. So anyway, tonight we're gonna just chill. We're gonna stay calm. We're gonna go over some things, some real estate stuff, some just regular stuff, and just kind of decompress from that Monday. So preparation tonight. So first stream didn't go very well as far as preparation. Ended up having to come up with stuff at the last minute. Second stream, I had too much information. And now today, I think I'm not going to have enough because it's very hard to talk, for me at least, to talk for 2 hours. I was thinking about it the other day. I don't think I've talked for 2 hours straight in my life. Like, I'm a person who generally has a few things to say, a few words, and that's it. And I mean, when somebody talks to me for more than 10 or 15 minutes, I lose it. I just don't. I don't respond. Like I just forget why I'm even in a certain spot. And so I hope that doesn't happen tonight to you. But I don't know. It's interesting when you start doing podcasting, and when you start doing live streaming and all this stuff, you pick up things other people are doing really quick. So for instance, today I saw this guy, and we were talking, and everything he said sounded perfect. Like it was a beautiful baritone voice. And it's like, you should be in podcasting because you'd be very good at it. And now I'm wondering if I should just change my voice to that low sound, just because it was so, anything he would say sounded perfect. Whereas when I hear my own voice, it sounds kind of high. I could like it, but anyway, let's start looking at the notes, and then we'll go from there. So, wanted to say thank you to the new subscribers. I don't have many subscribers, 39 right now. But I know you're out there, and I know that you're supporting me, and I appreciate it. I had a cool little back and forth with somebody yesterday. He said I seem like a pretty cool guy. I'll take that. Getting old though. But you know, I think things are funny. Okay. I think we live in Absurdistan. And so some of my videos people watch and they don't understand that there's a humor behind it, which is not good humor, I guess. But you know, it's the things that I see are absurd. The things that happen are absurd, and we just kind of go through them. And this guy was talking about how it was absurd that we had to discuss it as, you know, this particular episode was about a fellow that had killed a pigeon, some goats, and I think there were some dead chickens laying around the house. And he said that they were farm animals. Problem was, it's an apartment in New Jersey, and so the guy was like, "It's funny that you have to, you know, talk about it being a farm animal," and that's what I thought was hilarious too about the article. So it's nice to communicate on some level with somebody that, you know, they say, "Hey, this is kind of funny." So I appreciate it. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today, we'll get into it now. One of the things I wanted to talk about is this belief that everything new is better. Okay. So as we go along, like a new car is better than an old car, right? Because it's newer. A new movie is better than an old movie because it's newer. Like new construction is always better than old construction. But and even underneath that, there's this idea that we're an advanced society, and you know, everything, you know, we just do so much and we're so much better at it. Now, sometimes that works. So for instance, I got a new iPhone the other day. I think I had a 7 before, or 6. It is 100 times better than my other phone was. I mean, it is amazing. Battery life is better. The screen is better. Memory is better. Functionality better. I don't really like not having a button. I liked my button. It worked for me. But all in all, just a better phone. Okay? So, yeah, things get better. But one thing I wanted to talk about today is something that I noticed about in my neighborhood, or close to me, and that's at the corner of Mackenzie and Gravois. There are 2 streets. And it's been the same intersection as long as I've been alive. So 40 some odd years. Okay. And I'm just going to go through it. So if you're, and I'll even talk about my friend. So in high school, okay, we had these things called open lunches. So on Fridays, we could go and have lunch outside of the school. And as long as we could get back within like an hour, we were good. So what would happen? Well, all the kids that could drive and the kids that couldn't would just jam in cars and they'd just leave and drive like crazy. And it was a terrible idea to me now, looking back. But that's the way it was. And anyway, we were sitting at this stoplight, and it says something like no left turn or something on red. And so there was nobody coming, and so we just took a left. And it was funny. And the reason why you could take a left at this spot was because you could see all the traffic lights you could see from where you were in the left-hand lane. So we go to that intersection at least, I don't know, twice a day, it seems like. So now I'm off to the right-hand side. And I can see, so if I want to make a right on red, which is totally legal, I can see the people coming in front of me, and I can see the people on the left, and I can see the stoplight for the people that, if they're turning or if they're going to be going straight. And so this is great. And it's been that way for, like I said, 40 some odd years. Well, for some reason, they decided to change the intersection over the past, I'd say, month and a half. This is also, by the way, one of the intersections where the church and the homeless people like to hang out. But due to the construction, there hasn't been as many folks there. But anyway, what they seem to be doing is adding handicapped access sidewalks to all 4 corners, which I have no problem with. I really don't. That's what the law is. That's what's supposed to be best. Go for it. But what they ended up doing was taking down all the lights and reorganizing them. And so now, if I'm in the right-hand lane and I want to go and know that I can take a turn on red, I can no longer see the stoplights on the lane. I have no idea if people are coming or not, or if they're going to get started. So it's going to cause accidents. Also, when you're in a certain lane, the way they've set up the lane, the stoplight pole, the light pole in front of you, when you want to turn left, you can now no longer see the traffic coming if someone's trying to make a turn. And so it's like, we've got all this science, we've got all this intelligence, and yet we make mistakes that they didn't make 50 years ago. I mean, what's up with that? So anyway, and then you can talk about anything, basically. Are things better than they were before? I don't know. And does that happen to everybody? So does somebody right now, 100 years old, think the same way? You know, it's just odd. It's just odd. I don't know. I don't know why we assume things will always be better as we go on. So that's that. Second thing I had for you tonight is homeless update. At 55 in Roos Barracks, there were 2 working late on Sunday. So, like, either way you went, you were going to meet a homeless person, and they were going to ask for something. One of the more odd things that happened. I got off the highway and I was going to turn left. Homeless guy. There's 2 lanes to go left. I was in the far right lane, and a police officer was behind me, and I saw the light was green, and somebody handed the guy $1. And then the police officer just honked his horn and just was like right on his horn. Because it was green and they were stopped, which was going to cause an accident. But the police officer didn't stop the homeless person, didn't say anything to them, just let them sit there. And like, okay. I don't know. And before you come at me for my homeless stance, I'm telling you, there's places in South County that it's totally fine to be homeless and nobody seems to care. But I can tell you this, if you go into West County and try to do the same thing, they're not around. There's no homeless around. So what's going on? What's going on? Why is it okay to do this down here? So that's that. I got a bug. 10 minutes into our 2-hour live stream. I'm on number 3. I wrote down the topics. So I don't know if you've noticed, I don't know if you checked the channel, but I've been doing YouTube shorts. And in addition to everything else. And I was kind of wondering what you all thought about it. Because they're actually kind of hard. And there's different ways you can go with the content. So Ricada Law is the guy that started doing shorts that I noticed that were different than everybody else's. And he would just, you have a minute on shorts. And so he just would say like, this happened here and this is what I think. And post it. And then like Attorney Tom, he sets his up where he did all these TikToks and then he just transferred the TikToks onto YouTube Shorts. Now he's doing awesome. I think he said he had 460,000 subscribers. So, I mean, he's doing great. And, I just wondered if it's through the shorts. So I've tried a couple different ways. The first short I did was like more produced. It was only 9 seconds long, but it's got almost 1,000 views, which for me is amazing because most of my videos to start will come out of the gate. Like today's video, I got 3 viewers total so far. So, I mean, I'm not really getting very, I'm not getting very good with the release of new videos. And then, some people are totally against shorts. They say, well, you shouldn't do any shorts. It's going to damage your channel. But if you're in my position, you have 39 subscribers. You need 1,000 for monetization. You need 4,000 watch hours. I'm getting basically an hour of watch hours per day. Okay. For me, you're not going to hurt my channel by having shorts on it. I mean, there's no way. It's already pretty terrible. So I've been doing some shorts, and I'm asking you what you'd like with the content. Do you like the more produced stuff? If you like the more produced stuff, then I have to cut down the number of shorts, because if I'm going to do shorts, live streams, and my regular short videos based on current events, that's a lot. I mean, I do have a real estate business to run. So I was curious, what do you like? Do you like the maybe more like a TikTok video? Or do you like more of like, here's what I'm doing today? Like today's short was about, I went and pulled a sign for a property that's going to close tomorrow in the Supra. I mean, is it interesting to me? No, I do it every day, but that's the thing about YouTube. It's like escapism in the sense that I probably have 10 subscription to car related content. So do I work on my own cars? A little bit. I'll change the oil, but I'm not going to change the transmission. I'll call around underneath there if it's something I think I can fix. But you need specialized tools now. You need your scanners. You need all that stuff. It's not worth it for me to go out there and fix it, but it's fun to watch other people fix it. And that's my escape. Same thing with, like the law channels I watch. I watch a ton of law channels. I don't know anything about law. I'm not a lawyer. But I do like, it's escapism. It's like, is this something, what's the kind of thought process behind, is this law, is this court case going to be going one way or another? Or what are the things to look for? And I've learned quite a bit on the law channels, and I don't expect to. Like I just want to get away from my troubles, and so that's the reason why I have this. That's the reason why I have the podcast. That's the reason why I have this set up, is because, gosh, if you're on YouTube and you're looking to just get away from stuff, why not talk about some real estate? Why not talk about some current events, stuff like that? And I watch wood turning, which you wouldn't think wood turning be very interesting, but when you see this guy do these ornate baskets and stuff, it's like, how did he do that? And when I see the view counts on some of these videos, 1 million views is not weird, is not strange. It's like, my gosh. So, I mean, I'm cranking out, I think, a good video for me. There's a couple videos I've had that have done like 2,000 views, okay? Which isn't that many. But, these guys are turning, 1 million views, 250,000 views. I mean, 1 million views. I mean, that's a lot. So good for them. But as far as how the shorts go on my channel, I was wondering what you thought. Are you enjoying them? Do you want me to get rid of them? Do you want me to do something differently? That's what I would like to go over. So let me know. Now, the next topic. I just wanted to go over like a typical night showing houses. I did a short about this. And I kind of wanted to go over it. So the way it's going right now is, I'll show a house, my buyer will be interested, and we'll probably get blown out of the water as far as an offer. Somebody's going to pay more. So I have this wonderful couple that wants to sell their home and buy a new home. And most of the time we look around University City, and they're not really stuck to University City, but they live there now, and so they're used to it. And we looked at a house about 30 days ago, and about a month ago, and it was a beautiful house, and their asking price was $479,000, I think, off the top of my head. And they said, well, you think we should put an offer on them? And I said, I think it's a great house, okay, but I don't think by the time it sells that it's going to be that great value. And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, it's not going for $479. And it's probably going to go for more than $500,000. So, at that price, can we do better in the marketplace? And they said, well, I see what you're saying. And so what I do anymore, it used to be, like the market changes all the time. So it used to be whenever you'd go show a house, the buyers would instantly not be interested in the house after they went through it, and they would be done with it. But now I've had to set up searches specifically for the houses that I go show, because it's taking longer and longer for a buyer to find a home, and they're interested in what they did go look at in the past and what it ended up selling for. So this house, if I'm not mistaken, sold for, I believe, $513. It's $513,000. So from $479 to $513. Okay. So is that house that nice of a house at that price? No, you can buy better. And I wonder if that's not causing some issues. In the sense that your $450,000 house is selling for $480. Is actually selling for $480. So when you look at it that way, does that house make any sense? I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because, I would prefer that people be able to go. What I would prefer, my ideal thing is, you go, you show a house, the buyers like it, they write an offer, and they get it or they don't. Okay? I don't like so many offers that your buyer doesn't even have a chance when they first make an offer. It's not fun. It's not fun to tell someone, you didn't get the house over and over and over again. That's not enjoyable. So, is there a way we could do something different? I don't know. I'm really surprised by how strong the market continues to be. I mean, we're heading into, it used to be like your school, the school season. Okay. It used to be from about April to about July. It was just the hottest time in the market here in St. Louis. And then it would trail off as school was starting and people didn't want to move their kids out of a school district or something like that. Now it's, for the last year or so, it's just been all the time hot. You put a house on the market, it sells. If it doesn't sell, you're just a terrible agent. I mean, it's bad. So I don't know. Then I showed some houses on Friday. And when I did my shorts video, I said the first house is going to be one that needs repairs. The second house is going to be too small. And the third house is going to be the one, but I think there's going to be too many offers on it. By too many offers, I mean, selling price is going to be more than my buyers can. The eventual selling price is going to be more than what my buyers can afford. So we went to the first house and it needed work, but it was a solid house. Some of the things I liked about it, one, in the basement, it wasn't finished. Okay. So you could see the walls. So anytime you're in a house with, a finished basement, you kind of have to rely on smell, or like if you see like leaks or something, but you mostly have to rely on like the mildew smell to know if the basement leaks. And that's not great going into a house, because for an example, I have somebody that's going to sell their home right now, and when they first bought that one, the people had put down new carpet, and it had not rained before the people moved in. When the people did actually move in, the water was just, an inch deep in the basement and just destroyed the carpet and everything. And it's continued to be a problem. So anyway, I like when you can see the walls, okay, in the basement. Upstairs, there was hardwood floors in most of the house. The light switches were like maybe 4 feet high, which was strange to me in the whole house. Kitchen was going to have to be redone, but not right away. You could move into the house and it was dated, basically. They'd pulled up some carpet in some spots so you could see the hardwood floors. There was some odd drywall in the garage, but it was a decent house. And let's say they were asking $230 for it. Now this is a house that you need to fix up over time, no question. But homes in the neighborhood were selling for maybe the 280s right now. So you got 50,000 that you can put into it and not be hurt too bad in this market. It's going to cost more than that, I think. I mean, a basement remodel alone's probably what, 25, 30,000 now, minimum. Got to get all the permits. But anyway, that house was interesting. But by the time it sells, it was at 230, what did I say, 238, 239. It's going to go for like 250. So then when you think about the repairs, it's not really that great a deal. And I talked to the real estate agent because they did not set a deadline for offers. And he said, I already got like 4 offers. So if you want to write, just let me know. But my buyer's not in the spot where they're going to be able to pay that and then put any money towards repairs. Just an aside, let's go over it. One of the questions might be, should you buy a house that's completely fixed up, or should you buy a house that you can put some work in, put some sweat equity, and actually turn it out okay? Of course, it depends. But one of the things you might want to think of is if you buy a house that's already done and exactly the way you want it, on a mortgage, you're in good shape because you're just paying at the 3% we're going for on mortgages right now. Now, if you buy a house and then you need to remodel most of it, where's that money coming from on the remodel? That's coming in cash. And then I suspect you're going to refinance. It's going to be kind of expensive. So in our neighborhood, I can remember there was a house for sale that was, they were like 160 and had been on the market for 180 days. Now this was, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Well, that house just went on the market for 260, I think. So 180 to 260. It's not bad. I mean, they had to redo everything. There was shag carpet in the house, and it just needed to be redone. But I think they're going to be okay. So anyway, that was the first house. Second house. One of the things I can't stand is when you take a house, there's this, what I call the square footage game. And that's where you take, it's really bad. It happens in St. Louis all the time. And I don't want you to think that, I'm being hypercritical about it, but it irritates me like you would not believe. So let's say you have a house, and we're going to go with an example on South City. So you have a house that's set up with, let's say 1,000 square feet of living area. Okay. Or I'm sorry, 1,000 square feet. Okay. What'll happen is a real estate agent will say, oh, it's not really 1,000 square feet. It's 1,500 square feet or 1,600 square feet of living area. We're going to count the basement, the part that you can live in, and then we're going to count the attic. And then when we compare that house with the house next to it that sold, we're going to say, look at how much more we can get for this house. And the sad thing is they do. So now when my buyers are going out, they're comparing like 1,000 square foot house with a 2,000 square foot house. Well, that wouldn't be so bad except for when you put the information in Maris, our MLS system, Zillow and Realtor.com automatically add it up, and so they also use the 2,000 square foot price, or the 2,000 square foot as their designation. So now you're seeing these homes that are 1,000 square feet, and yet Realtor and Zillow are calling them 2,000 square feet, and they're being priced ridiculous. I mean, here in St. Louis, you're going to live in so the house we looked at, the second house, was a 900 square foot house. It had no basement, but what they did was they added the upstairs, the attic, which was not that great. Let's be honest. So now we're supposed to be living in like a 1,400 square foot house. And they wanted, I think they wanted 180, which isn't bad, but it had been on the market for 15 days. So you know that they missed. It was a slab house. And I just knew my buyers weren't going to be interested in that house. And so they weren't. And so then we went to the third house. Third house was fascinating for a couple of reasons. Number one, and I think I might have made this as a note. If you want to sell your house, okay, I don't care how old you are, I don't care anything. Do not stay for the showings. Okay. If you're the seller, do not stay for the showings. Don't expect to be in the house. Don't hang out at the house. The buyers want to picture themselves in the house. They don't care about you. They don't like you. And they don't want to have anything to do with you. Now you say, well, that's not very nice. Well, people aren't very nice. So get over it. So of course, this little old lady's at the house and she's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing great. And my buyers are immediately rolling their eyes at me as if it's my fault that this lady is staying here. And we walked over to the side of the house and I told the buyers, I was like, she's going to be here the whole time. So you might as well just deal with it. So then we walked in and this house was odd. It was very well taken care of, but at the same time, it had been really well taken care of by somebody who's like 90. So nothing had been updated for probably 20 years. And they wanted a premium for it. I knew the agent on the deal, and she always lists stuff high, and it worked for her, so good for her. But anyway, that was the showing. And so on my shorts, I said, the first house is going to be a fix and flip. Second house is going to be too small, and the third house is going to be one that might be interested, but it's not going to sell. So how wrong was I? Well, the first two I was 100% right, and the third one I was totally wrong. And why was I wrong on the third house? I got tricked just like anybody else on the pictures. It took way better pictures than when you were inside it, 100%. But that one was a square footage play too. So this particular buyer, they've got kids and they need a bigger space. They're living in an apartment right now. So they want to be in the Lindbergh School District. That's a big deal here. So that was my showing for the week, for the weekend. Didn't have anything on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, I worked around the house. And that's just the way it is. A lot of times people will say, oh, the market's hot. You must be doing really, really just awesome business. Well, when the market gets hot, all of these agents jump in the market, all these new people. So if you're going to sell your house, you're going to probably use a family member over somebody you don't know. So those people are gone, So I have less and less people that I can work with because there's so many more agents that come into the business. Now, when the market turns, and it always does, all those agents and all the quote unquote easy money leaves. And so for about 2 or 3 years, I'll have a nice steady business that'll go great. Last year was fantastic for me, no question. It's the best year I ever had. But this year has been pretty terrible. And now that it's October, I can finally say, it's been terrible. And you say, well, John, why has it been terrible? Well, number one, I haven't done near as many transactions as I'm used to. Number two, transactions I do are more difficult. As an example, I had a house that was, going to go, the appraisal wasn't going to work out. And I talked with the appraisal, and the appraiser actually emailed me and said, hey, this deal isn't what these people are offering and what the comps say are two different things. And I said, well, look, here's 12 comps. All houses either not as nice as the one we're listing or that are, not in as good of neighborhoods. And so I had 12 comps for them that were higher than the sales price on the house. And what did he do? He didn't take any of those into consideration. So it's tough. So consequently on that deal, I never got some of the paperwork that I needed. And, we're running into closing and you don't know if you're going to close. And it shouldn't be that way. So anyway, why is the market more difficult and then the other thing is how do you want to run your business? And so there's different models as real estate brokerages, and we can go in that a little bit. So there's one model, and that's you go to a real estate brokerage and they say, we think you can sell. There's one group that interviews their agents and says, congratulations. Like they don't get paid. They're still, they're still 100% commission. They don't get paid, but congratulations. We think you can work for us. And it's like, but I'm not getting paid or anything. No, you have to still sell houses just like anyone else. But that model is always be recruiting other agents and bring over as many people as you can, because everybody's got to have a family member that's got to sell a house at some point. And so you make it up on the volume. And then if it's like 100% commission, what you're going to do is you're going to pay the broker a rental fee, a desk fee, and then a franchise fee. And then that's going to be the deal for you. I didn't like that idea ever. I never really wanted to be part of a franchise brokerage. So then you go work for a small brokerage. Well, small brokerages, like my own brokerage, like most of those people are independent minded people. They don't really, they've figured out the franchise brokerage isn't for them. And so, I run mine a little bit differently in the sense that I'm not actively recruiting anybody for my team. I don't want people to have to go after all the time. I just want to be able to go and work with my clients. So, and do the best job I can. And so consequently my clients are very important to me, because there's not going to be that many of them, number one. And number two, I wanted that relationship. I don't want to have to look on a board to see like who's doing what for the day and who's selling what. So very personalized experience. That's the way I want to run my brokerage. And so when you want to do it that way, I want to go to all the showings. I want to go to all the listings, at least right now. So when you do that, you're automatically limiting the amount of clients you can take on. And then in this market, you're just getting crushed. So, I mean, will I make it this year? Absolutely. Be fine. Would I like to do better? Always. But that's the market that I'm stuck with. I mean, I don't make it. So I don't know. It's, if you want to go work for the large brokerages, the franchise brokerages, you just know that you're in a different kind of setup. So that's that. I wanted to go over, I see all these people online and they're such gifted orators. Okay. I'm not. I try to use a simple language and I try to, just communicate the best I can. And so what I wanted to go over was something that's been bothering me. It's kind of been affecting kind of almost everyone. And it's the because argument. Okay. So because something happened 60 years ago, we must do this. And it seems valid, okay, on its face. But it turns out it's a very, very nefarious argument, because you can say something happened in the past and you can make it into anything you want to, because it was the past. So in our business, in the real estate business, there's fair housing laws, okay? And they were designed for to end discrimination and all this stuff. And I'm totally fine with it. Okay. But that's in our real estate. That's our business. Okay. Well, then you have YouTube, okay, or Google. And then they use the because argument differently. They say, because this has been a historically bad thing. Okay. We're going to impose these rules across the board. We're not going to tell you what all the rules are. We're just going to give you this like sensitive topic or something like that. And it's totally unworkable. So you say, because this happened a long time ago, the nefarious way to do it is just to change what your definition is of what happened. Okay. And then add your new belief. And now you've made it so that, I don't know, it's not a good thing. Not great. So start looking for the because argument. Now, I can see the because argument being good. All right. And that's where I think most people are, is they say, oh, well, this is a bad thing that happened and we should do something to try and change what happened. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind that. But this goes a step further. This is, because this happened, we believe this was the underlying factors, and we're going to make changes that you don't, that no one else is doing. We're going to go above and beyond in our crushing of your soul. So that's something that how much longer is the because argument gonna go, and everybody just, oh, well, that's totally fine. Now, speaking of Google, if depending on who you are, you might think that Google's a terrible organization. Now, I don't feel that strongly about anything to know, but I do know this. How can it be that Google search is 1,000 times better than the nearest competitor in 2021? I mean, I'm trying to use different search engines. Okay. And I remember I was alive and on the internet before Google. Okay. So we had like Lycos, we had Alta Vista. Okay. And you'd go and you'd search. Okay. You'd search for something and then you'd get just crap. Okay. Just terrible. So Google comes along originally and it's like, here you go. You were searching for this. Oh, look, we found it. Now, do they manipulate search? Absolutely. Okay. But even when they manipulate search, they're better than the others. And that's what makes it so amazing to me. Okay. So I'm using DuckDuckGo on my other browser. You'll see on the Internet Explorer browser. And it is so, like, I'll say, look up this on Twitter. On Google, it'll be top result. On DuckDuckGo, it won't even show up. Okay. My own company, Deerwood Realty. On Google, perfect. On DuckDuckGo, I'm like the fourth down. And Deerwood's real estate management is above me, and they're out of Colorado, and I've got a friend of a friend that knows them. But if you typed in Deerwood Realty, you'd think you could come up with, you'd think any search engine could get that right. And yet they can't. And why is that? So I'm amazed. Like, if I actually want to get work done, I have to go to Google, even if it's biased. Okay. Even if it reorders the links and reorders the search to what it feels is right, it's still way better than the other browsers. And I just thought that was fantastic. I think it's amazing. I can't believe it. So anyway, even now, 2021, you talk about there's all these people that say, oh, well, it's time for Google to go and all this stuff. It's not going. They're still way better than anybody else. So we are in about 40 minutes, and I think we should look at some properties. What do you think? Let's see if I can do this. We do the, what do we got here? We do that? No, that. All right. And then I go, and then I need to fix the setup here. It got changed on me. There it is. Okay, now here we go. So let's look at some houses. That's what I like to do. I always thought that, like, you could have chat where people say, hey, I live here, tell me about it. Like, let's look it up together. That's how I always wanted to do it. I never have anybody come in chat at anything right now, so I don't have to worry about it. But we'll go through ourselves and we'll look at the things. And so let's look, I'm going to look in Iowa. I don't know the biggest city in Iowa. I'm going to look it up on Google. Is it Ames? I'm doing it on DuckDuckGo, so I don't even know that it's going to be. Biggest city is Des Moines. Okay, so now we're going to look at Des Moines. I have to believe that there's, okay, so here we go. Now, you know what I like to do? That's not it. I like to look at only houses that are available and hide. I like to do existing homes just for our search for fun. And then I like to search by price. So what can we get in Des Moines, Iowa? Well, here is a $1.8 million 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 4,000 square foot home. It's pretty nice. Let's take a look, okay? Do it in a different tab. And so here's the pictures. It's got a nice pool. Garage. Been on the market for 16 days. 4-car garage. I got a little pool house. Oh, that's nice. I like it. You got a tennis court. Nice wood trim. Man, that's nice. I'm kind of down on carpet, even in nice houses. I'm kind of down on it. So this is a little dated. This is my opinion. I'm not trying to rip on the people. Ooh, got the wallpaper going. Interesting kitchen. This is a $1.5 million or $1.8 million house, and look at that kitchen. Interesting. One of the things I think is kind of interesting on this. Okay, so you've got a 4,000 square foot house, 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. You'd think that the bedroom would be big enough to have you could have your own room and 4,000 square feet. It's 4 times the size of my house, and it's just, I don't know. Oy. So that's 2 houses kind of put together, isn't it? This one has to be the pool. I mean, this is not $1.8 million worthy. But I'm not, I'm sure, I don't want to sign up for that. No. So in Des Moines, you got a $1.4 million condo. This is close to the same. So well, no, this is a house, but it's new construction. I'm not interested. Not interested in this stuff. It's all the same. Here's 1.1 million. And so that's the thing, kind of like I always like to say, well, this is 1.1 and they're asking 1.8 for that. 4 bedrooms, 4,052 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4,700 square feet, but it's a 0.39 acre lot. So let's just take a look. I mean, well, that's not good. I'm going to take a picture of that. Do we not have any pictures? Do it again. I'm going to be depressed if we don't have any pictures. 2-car garage. All right, well, we're not going to look at that one. There's a $1 million home, 4 bedroom, 3 baths, 2,700 square feet. Just not anything right now that I just have to have. So Des Moines' been kind of a bummer. Not gonna lie. Sorry, Des Moines. Wow, that was disappointing. I thought we were going to see some nice stuff. So, for those of you who don't know, I live in St. Louis. It's the eastern side of Missouri. On the western side is Kansas City. Now there's Kansas City, Missouri, and there's Kansas City, Kansas. They kind of stuck together. It's kind of like St. Louis and East St. Louis, except not. But I kind of curious to see what's going on in old Kansas City, so we're going to go there. We're going to go to Missouri. Okay. This here is an apartment complex. This is an apartment complex. But these are nice. This is where, this here is, let's look at this. $4.5 million, 6 bedrooms, 8 baths, 9,700 square feet, and 37 acres. It's got a beautiful pool. So, let's see here. I'm gonna check. I got a little. Oh my God. Is it wrong? Is it not connected? Oh, let me look now. This is bad. I just got a text that said, no, it's still on. Yeah, it says I got it. It's live on my channel. I'm there. God, you scared me. Think. Now I gotta look. Oh, this is bad. So am I streaming? Oh. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, look. Yeah. It's delayed. Oh, he messed with me. That's bad. So anyway, where are we at? We're in Kansas City, $4.5 million home. Let's look at this. So 6 bedrooms, 8 baths, 10,000 square feet. You could look on the virtual tour. I don't want to do the virtual tour. When was this built? You're built 2015. Okay. Oh, I did that. I'm sorry. We can do this way. I hate this though. This view. Look at that driveway in. And look at that pool. Oh, that's nice. That's sharp. Although you can see through there. I always thought that's kind of weird. But look at that. Oh, the ceilings are beautiful. Oh, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the sink. Look at the, I'm sure that's a thermidor. Oh, nice. I think it's hot water. I don't remember. I don't normally see that, but I think that's the hot water. You can just basically pour water on your little pot. Man, that's nice. Look at that. That's a little strange. Look at that tile. Huh. Interesting. Look at that closet. Nice. Theater room. Gotta have a theater room. Yep. What do you think of that? This is up in the ceiling. Or not in the ceiling, this is up in the second floor. Kind of interesting. I got to get out of this view. It drives me nuts. Anyway, $4.5 million. 4-car garage. I don't know. 4 million. You got 6 beds, 6.5 baths, and 14,000 square feet, but you don't have the you don't have as big of a lot. So let's go look at that. That's pretty nice. Been on the market 179 days. 4-car garage, been built in 1995. So let's go through that. Look at that. Nice entrance. Little lions. Look at that. Goodness. Goodness. Look at that. Man. So $4 million, 14,000 square feet. That's nice. It's really nice. What do you guys think about that? Huh. Kitchen. That's not the kitchen, is it? Just a sink in the middle of. Oh, it kind of stretches out there. It's kind of interesting. I don't know that I would think of that. There's 92 pictures. I mean, come on. I get tired. Honestly, you show me 30 pictures of a house, I'm good. 90 is a bit much. So I'm done with that one. Let's look here. We got $3.6 million home, 5 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, 15,000 square feet on a 1 acre lot. Let's look at this one. 33 pictures. I mean, that's where I'm at. Oh. This is a tough life, isn't it? Oh man, that house is gorgeous. Come on. Now, you got 33 pictures, you've taken 10 of them on the outside, and I get it, it's beautiful. But we need to get inside here. I need to see okay, it's great. Now we're starting to get inside. 15 pictures in, still not inside. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I don't like wallpaper. You might know that by now. Just not big. Not big on the wallpaper. Interesting though. So it's got a 4-car garage. We don't see the garage. I mean, it's right on the lake. It's sweet. I'll give them that. So anyway, so there's that. Let's look at another one. I got turned around here. So here we go. So what do we got? Anything that's that interesting? Not that. So after a while you get kind of, so if, like, I don't know Kansas City that well, but this says Ward Parkway. That says Ward Parkway, but there's quite a big difference between the two. But you kind of look for zip codes. It's like 64112 has this house and this house in it. I mean, that's kind of how it's kind of how I pick up stuff as an agent. You just kind of get used to this stuff. So, yeah, that's that. So what else we got? Where else are we going? Check. Steamboat Springs. So have you ever been to Steamboat Springs? I love Colorado. I've been there a couple times, and it's just a great mix of everything. So I wanted to take a look at Steamboat Springs. Now, when I was there, Sotheby's, they were just everywhere. They just seemed to have the thing locked up. But and you can see here. So you got the second listing. Oh my gosh. $10.9 million, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,530 square feet, but 2,121 acres. Oh my God. And I mean, I mean, we got to look. Okay, this is a $33 million home. Oh, 34 they're asking. 15,000 square feet on 1,140 acres. I'm going to go there because this is just unbelievable. So you got that. It's been on the market for almost a year. But look at it. 45 pictures. I'm good with that. Wow. And you're like, well, that's not that big. It's 15,000 square feet. It's not a small house. But can you imagine? I mean, look at that view. Look at that. I don't know. It's nice. It's really nice. Oh man. Look at that pool. Indoor pool. I mean, and I think, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but people will have a house that's like $60,000, okay, and I mean, then you see this and you're like, my God. I mean, just unbelievable. So there's that one. Then there's this one. I don't really care because like 2,500 square feet isn't that exciting for me. But then we've got this one. 10.5 million. I don't know. I'll take the 2,100 square feet or the 2,100 acres over the almost half acre. I'm not into that one. I'm going to say no. Now, see, if you look though, I mean, you got outdoors real estate. Here's the one that it used to be that I remember was Steamboat Sotheby's. This one is this Colorado group now, and look, they've got that one, and that one. So they might be doing better. But here's one: 8 million, 6-bedroom, 5.5 baths, 8,156 square feet, and on a 120 acre lot. So we need to go look at that one. 50 pictures, which is, I'm okay with that. I mean, that's just gorgeous. Look at that. Man. I don't want to speed too fast for you guys if you want to look. But look at that view. I mean, seriously. Look at that. I mean, just wonderful. Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, pictures aren't going to do Steamboat Springs justice. I mean, it's just beautiful out there. 5.5 million on a 200 acre lot. That's kind of cool how they have that. It's a Colorado Group Realty again. I don't know. Oh. I would take a 200 acre lot over a 5,000 acre lot any day of the week. Now, does that make me a bad person? I don't know. But I mean, just gorgeous. Is there anything else that catches my eye? It's a lot on 40 acres for 4. Yes, let's look at this one. So there's the front. There's the view out the back. Look at this. Look at this. So people, rightly so, people talk about Breckenridge, Colorado. They'll talk about Aspen, Colorado, and fine. But Steamboat Springs, having been there, is just, I mean, beautiful. They got the same bed, and look at that. Look at the bed. It's weird. Guess I really like that style, eh? I mean, look at that. Ugh. That's nice. Okay. So I'm done with Steamboat for today. How long? I don't know how long that was on the market. I'm sorry. Um, let's see what else we got here today. Oh, I was curious about Las Vegas. I don't know if you I don't know if you're interested in Las Vegas, but I think we should go take a look. Now, the thing is, I'm going to check something because I want to make sure that you see what I want you to see. Vegas. And then if I do this, are there two windows? Like, do you see this window with the pictures? I need to just check. Yes. So there's the window with the pictures. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right for you. So here we go. Las Vegas. Now I gotta get back. Okay. So here's the first one. 27 million on 36 acres. Been on the market 180 days. Look at that. All the building, and then you're just that. What? It's got a hangar. Is this let me see. Huh. Hmm. Is that Wayne Newton's old house? I don't know. It seems like it, but I don't know. I can't say that it is. So there's that one. I think it's priced too high. That's just me. But it's on 36 acres, so now I got 16 million, 17,000 square feet. This square footage, if it's true, 57,056 square feet is a big house. I mean, gosh. 15 million puts you into a condo. 13 million, 18,000 square feet. I like to have some space. But it's hard to get space in Vegas. A lot of new construction. A modern house? Is that a modern house? Let's see. Does a 3D tour work? I don't know how it's going to look on yours. Let's explore the 3D space. What? Okay. So now this stuff is cool. Okay. We didn't have this. Now I think this is like different. I don't know this how to work this very well. So let's and see on such a big house. Like now I'm already lost, and I just walked in the front door. Look at the vases. I think that I don't know what they're called. I don't know the plural. Let's go here. Yep. So we're walking. Gotta do that there. Okay. There's a chess piece. So some of these that I've done, like it's just kind of guided. You can just go and maybe it's this one here. Okay, so here, this is the way I normally do it because, ooh, got a little dizzy. Now does it move? See, yeah, it moves. That's nice. I don't know. This is not that interesting. I'm done. It's done. We've got 7.5 million, 12 bedroom, 20,000 square feet. Well, that 20,000 square foot house is not small. 27 pictures, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you can have 100 pictures. No one's got the ability to want to sit there and go through all of them. 27 pictures, I'll go through them. Look at that. Let's see. 173 days on the market. Built in 1993. Does it have the... do we have any garages? Why isn't there a garage? I don't know. So, here we go. Look at that. Oh, that person's not real. Don't worry. Nice kitchen. Nice garden. Little over planty to me. And it's just me. Now, I don't have a $7.5 million house, so I can't really complain. But and I do like. I think floor plans should always be in a listing, where you can get to it easy. Nice little pool. You're in Las Vegas. I mean, I don't like this. I don't like the wallpaper. But yeah, it's on a golf course. I don't know. It's nice. So, what do we got here? Scottsdale. I'm gonna go look at Scottsdale. Here we go for that. Las Vegas right now doesn't have anything that's interesting me. Okay. I mean, they're nice, but I don't. I wanted to see Scottsdale. I want to see what we got going on there. So for $20 million on a 100-acre lot, 8,000 square feet, on a 9-acre lot, 10-acre lot, 9. Let's do 9. You're at $18,750,000. Oh. So I'm partial to big lots because I don't want to deal with peeps in my own house. So that looks gorgeous. But let's look at this. 101-acre lot. Only 8,000 square feet. How many pictures we got? 41. Okay. When was it built? 1996. 7-car garage. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's from the house or what's that? Ooh, that's nice. A lot of stuff, though. Yeah. Oh, now I did it again. I'm sorry. I hate when it does that. So that's from above. Got a tennis court. Got a barn. Or horse stable. Man, that's sharp. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. So, 8,000 square feet, and then you've got 13,000 square feet. So, do we care? Not enough. No. 10,000 square feet. I just kind of like the way they look, But 85255 is like all of them. So that one. So you could get some sort of idea. This is 13,000 square feet. Let's look at that. How many pictures? 65. Okay. Your payments are $51,000 a month. There's the water thing. Look at that. Let's read the listing because I'm sure the person did a good job on the listing. Welcome to this luxurious, modern Mediterranean living. Spectacular estate designed by renowned architect Dale Gordon and unrivaled quality built by Salcito Custom Homes offers 13,000 total square feet with 4 beautiful en-suite bedrooms, 1 an office, chef's kitchen, elegant entertainment room with silver leaf ceilings, 8 fireplaces, wine room, exquisite chandeliers, hydraulic, 2 laundry rooms, elevator, unique shoe boutique. List of thoughtful amenities goes on. Adjacent are sophisticated guest quarters, including a spacious bedroom, bathroom, full spa, exercise, and entertainment areas. There are formal European gardens, fully equipped barbecue pavilions, water features, pool, 6 auto garages with gated auto court surrounded by majestic mountain and golf course views. Exceptional, gracious home is meticulously crafted and professionally maintained. Come visit. Main home is approximately 10,000 square feet, and guest house is apparently approximately 2,700. So there's 2 houses. That's tough on the listing. Is how do you get both? How do you get to know which house is which? Because like I have no idea. I've never been there. Are we in the first house or the second house? I don't know. It's an interesting house. And did we just go into the second house? Oh. Interesting. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, just gorgeous. I'll take it. I'd like 4 of them, please. So that's Scottsdale. Oh, how long have they been in the market? 227 days. So you can see, some of this stuff doesn't go fast enough in this market. It just languishes. So the last place I wanted to look tonight is Albuquerque, New Mexico. Been there once. Now, help me spell Albuquerque. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? There we go. I cannot spell it. Okay, $7.2 million, 10.5 baths, 16,000 square feet, and 176 acres. $7.2 million. Let's look at that. I may not look at anything else. This might be just the nicest house in the world. Been on the market for 146 days, 10-car garage. Beautiful. 38 pictures. Okay, here you go. Pro tip. If a $7 million house in Albuquerque, New Mexico only needs 38 pictures, why does a $400,000 house in University City need 100? Doesn't. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. I mean, those of you who might live in New Mexico might think like, hey, that's not really in Albuquerque. That's outside of that's fine. I'm just generalizing here. I mean, what do you think of the tile? Huh. Beautiful pool, though. I'm not a fan of wallpaper. I'm just not. Yeah. That's nice. Is there anything else that I would want to see in Albuquerque? I mean, a 7-acre lot's going for $2.2 million. I mean, just kind of small, not big lots. 1.2. That's an apartment complex. Small lot. 13-acre lot. I mean, yeah, it's pretty, but it's not that big. Here's a modern home. I look at modern homes here because we don't have many in St. Louis. So I mean, this is 3,600 square feet. It's been on the market 46 days, 6-car garage. I'll just go through it just to see, like, the lines are different basically. And I mean, kind of interesting. I always, for whenever I do walkthroughs, like whenever I do listing pictures, I always like to do it like I'm walking through the home. So when people do it differently, it confuses me. So, like, why am I going from the front door to outside? Doesn't make any sense. It's not a criticism. It's just, I like to, as if I'm walking through it, because when I go see the house, I want to have kind of an idea of what I'm doing. Now, they have the 3D tour, and I'm sure it's Matterport. But I just like to have the pictures in an order that I'm just walking through the house. 3,700 square feet isn't that much that you'd have a difficult time. Now, those houses we were looking at had all that square footage. I could understand having a tough time walking through the house. But, this is not, it's not anything like, I mean, you got another house right there. It's not my thing. Not my thing. So, that was the house hunting tonight. Like I said, if you ever want to look at houses together, you send me a zip code, send me a city, and we will look it up together. I don't think realtor.com does like different places. Like, I don't think you can do like London. See, you can use London, Ohio, but you're not going to be doing London, England. But realtor.com, let's just go over that for the fun of it. So, if you've ever wondered about how these things work, if you do realtor.com and you fill out your information, I don't know if they're exclusive leads to the agent who has the listing or not. Okay, but you have no idea because you don't see who the person is. Now, if you go to Zillow, so let's just look at one. So Chesterfield. Really? Chesterfield, Missouri. Okay. And do high to low. That's a lot. These are new construction, so I'm not really all that interested in it. A price cut of 200,000. It's not like, let's look at this house here. 1,200 square feet. Or I think we can just hit that. Okay, so how does this work? Well, this is set up so that this fellow gets the listing. Because as long as you register with Zillow, they'll give you the listing. These are people that have paid to be, and those are people that have paid to be there. But that's not, I want to see a different one. Let's see if a different one comes up. Because it used to be real simple. No, it's new construction. Don't want new construction. All new construction. Here, this one exists. Let's see. Oh. I think I've been in this house. So are they not doing anymore with the Zillow? Used to be you'd have your 3. See, I think I saw it in there. And it was like beat up. I did see this house. I was at this house. I already know it. And so it just got listed again for 200,000 more. Okay. It needed a lot of work. I remember it. So anyway, I guess I'm not going to show you how Zillow's set up because it's set up different than it used to be. But anyway, basically, my thing is when you look in one of these places, Zillow or Realtor.com, don't be surprised if like 7 people call you. I mean, if 7 or 10 people call you on it, because they're all looking for it for their own purposes for their leads. So that's that. So for the rest of the time, I've got a little bit of stuff to go over, but that's going to be the end of the house hunting today. I hope you liked it, and we'll go. I mean, if there's something else that comes up, there's going to be lots of stuff that comes up internet wise because I have all these stories that I looked up. I'm sorry. So here I am. I'm going to change the view again. Here we go. All right. So, what I wanted to look at first. So there were some articles that I saw, and one of them it was an interesting one I saw a while back, and I just wanted to go over it and see what you thought. And that's this fellow it says realtor's steamy billboard in May's Landing leads to outrageous comments online. So this fellow, and I do think it matters. I think it's because he's a fellow. He did like you can see him right there. He's got his little, he's kind of, I don't know what he's trying to do, but the first quote is, "Who told this guy it was a good idea to use his Grindr profile pic on billboards?" That was a comment from a Facebook group member who questioned a billboard now up on Route 40 near Walmart in Hamilton Township. But it says the billboard from realtor Michael Kravchak is not your usual smiling agent realtor billboard. And he does point out that he's not your average realtor. And then a photo of the billboard was posted on the Egg Harbor Township Bitch and Complain group, and the comments have been flowing, which is kind of funny. So basically what I wanted to go over, people say, well, you're silly for doing something like that. But, my thing is don't you want to attract some attention to yourself? I mean, isn't that a point of advertising? I mean, how many real estate ads have said, call me for a free in-home consultation, or call me for a listing presentation or something? It's not exciting. You can do that with everyone. So I don't know, this guy, how is this different than when you see the ladies that do the sold sign right in front of them? I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. I was going to do a video on it, but I never really could get I couldn't really get the essence of the story that I was trying to get out. My point is the guy did something and he got himself some publicity, okay? And that's a good thing. And I just never could get it. I never could get it in a way to explain it the way I wanted to. So I'm doing it on the live stream because right now nobody's watching. I'm going to get a drink of water. So I think my point is it sexist to put yourself on a billboard that way? And then like on higher levels, okay, does he hurt the real estate profession by having himself look that way? If a woman were to do the same thing, would you use that woman as a real estate agent? I don't know. I just, your image is important, okay, or how you're perceived. But I think kudos to this guy for getting getting some press, to be honest. I got no problems with this. Then I wanted to go over just a concept that I had is like looking the part as a real estate agent. So, so I've gone, I show houses and I've seen real estate agents wear like prom dresses to show houses. And they're trying to look nice, but they just don't have it together. And so it doesn't look professional. It looks weird. But as a culture, we're not as well dressed as we used to be. We don't wear as many, formal clothes. Brooks Brothers, my favorite retailer, went bankrupt because no one's wearing a suit to work anymore. I don't wear a suit. I very seldom ever wear a suit anymore. I wear a sports shirt and dress pants. And when I go out and see the other real estate agents, I'm normally dressed in the top 90% wherever I go. I'll see fellows in jeans and a t-shirt, shorts. But anyway, what's interesting is how we kind of look at professionals and how they dress, and looking the part. And so what I wanted to do is take that to a different place, and that is the news. So when you look at a news person on TV, if you look like at an anchor, they're all professional. And when they say things like, you believe it because they say it, could be totally wrong. And so that being the case, what about a real estate agent do you trust or do you value? So if this fellow here on the billboard, is that something that you would say, hey, I really want to have that guy as my real estate agent? Or if a gal did it, would it be the same thing? Would you say, I want that agent because they look, like that on the thing? It's a question of, professionalism and how it relates to like what you accept to be true. So, how is this? I don't have a problem with the way people dress. Like you see the Facebook guy, you see Mark Zuckerberg, and he's got like a t-shirt every day. He's a billionaire and it's fine. And then I think Jack Dorsey has a different t-shirt that he wears, or he wears a hoodie or something. And we're supposed, that's supposed to be great. We just changed our perception over time of like what it means to be a professional. I know at a certain workplace that they were no longer allowed to wear jeans in the office. Like they had to make that rule because it was an office. They're just like people come in from the outside and they see you and you look like a bum. I don't mean that jeans make people look like a bum. I wore my first pair of jeans on a showing this week because I was running late. But I wore it with a nice shirt, so Anyway, I was curious. A note is I've got this interview coming up with I've got this interview coming up with this. I thought it was interesting. I'm going to sit back a little bit because I'm getting kind of tired. So here we go. I hope it doesn't cost too much thing. So I was asked to do an interview with this company. It was kind of neat. They're out of California and they do it all over the United States. But what they do is they have, it was two fellows that started it, and what they were computer repair people and they are web guys. And what they would do is they'd meet all these people that had small businesses, and they were trying to, get websites for the small businesses. And what they found is the stories about, the entrepreneurship was more interesting than the doing the web work. And so what they really wanted to do is, talk about their stories. And so one of the founders went to medical school, became a doctor, and then didn't like it and started working on the web. Another guy came from another country, and he managed to make it, and so he wants to share that with other people. And so I looked through it, and I certainly believe in the entrepreneurship. I think if you try and it doesn't work out, at least you tried. And so I'm going to be the interviews. It's a write-in interview. They give you the questions and you just have to answer them. I got to get some pictures taken for that, and I'll do that. And then it should be. They want it done within 2 weeks. So, but I thought it was interesting, and I guess what I wanted to do is just put a shout out to all the small business owners, and by small business owners I mean like really small, like where if something breaks during the month you might have issues. Because I've been there and I know what it's like. I think it's. I think that well, I don't want to get banned for anything that I say, but certain circumstances have led to many small business owners throwing in the towel and saying it's just not worth it anymore. And I can understand why they think that way. But if we're going to have corporations run every part of our lives, that's not going to be a very good life. So I think that small businesses allow us to get away from the corporate side. And I think they're value. I think they bring value to the world. So anyway, look for that. I'm pretty excited about it. If it works out right, if it works. I've never been interviewed for anything, so it's always it causes me to be flattered, and by that usually leads to me doing something good. So, oh gosh, now we're gonna move that way. All right. So that's that. So look for me in that article soon. Wanted to go over something that's just proof positive tonight. So failure is kind of fun. Okay. Livestream, not doing great. Okay. Tonight. It did better last week, and it does better on the replay. It's like tomorrow there'll be people that watch it, but during the live stream itself, not going well. But it's kind of fun because you at least tried something, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm going to keep doing it for a while at least. But the other thing is I used to send out newsletters. So for 5 years, I've sent out newsletters. And this past month, what happened was my printer broke. And it's broken in the past, but this time it really broke. And so my printer's broke. It's like the last week I can get the newsletters out for it to be timely. And I just finally said, oh, and postage went up this month. And it's going to be delivered slowly. And so I just said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with the newsletters. I'm going to send them to a few people that I know. And that's it. And so it's been 5 years. And my expenses for each month have been significant. And so why did I quit? Well, the return wasn't there. As an example, in my own neighborhood, I had a lady down the street that sold her house. And the agent that sold that house sold the house next to it, or maybe 3 doors down this past weekend. And it's like, in my own neighborhood, in my own subdivision, I can't even get a fellow to give me a phone call for a listing. Not even interested. And I've sold houses in my neighborhood before. So it's not like, how many have I sold? 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 houses in my neighborhood. So, the newsletter just didn't work for me. And is it hard to say, hey, that didn't work out? Yes. I put a lot of time and effort into it. And I included a lot of my family members and friends to help me get the newsletter out every month. It was something we did as a group. But at the end of the day, it didn't pay off. And so now I have to find something else. I mean, I'm going to replace the marketing with something, but for me, it didn't work out. And so, is it a failure? Yes. Am I depressed about it? No, I'm okay. I mean, things don't work. And so you try new things, like all this experience. So right now, I've got YouTube Shorts, I've got YouTube videos, and I've got live streaming. And last year I didn't do any of that stuff. Why? Well, I told you guys before, I had a video thing put up, but when I was doing them, it wasn't working for some reason. And by what it wasn't working, I mean, the episodes didn't make any sense. There was no point. There's no value. And so a lot of the YouTubers don't do live streams because, you know, why should they? They're getting plenty of views as it is. The reason why I do live streams is maybe you want to get to know me before we actually meet. So this is who I am. So that's why we do the live streams. So, you know, it's a work in progress. But I did enjoy that. I did enjoy the company reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, would you give some advice to some people, you know, who are entrepreneurs to keep going?" And so, yeah. And so one of them is going to be something about failure, because you try things and it doesn't work out, and it's disappointing, but you just go on. Then I wanted to talk about something that seems obvious, but I'm trying to put it in a way that makes sense. So I was watching YouTube the other day, and one of the people that I watch is like, "I'm done. Like, I'm tired. I'm just exhausted. I'm gonna leave he said he's leaving for a month." Another YouTuber last week I watched, he left. He's like, "I'm done." And then one of the reasons why I started watching YouTube in the first place is one of the guys, he's got his channel, but he doesn't ever post anymore, any new content. And so they all kind of cite burnout. And, you know, they're putting the guy that's leaving this week, he's putting out 2 videos a week and he's burnt out. And I put out today, I've got the live stream, I've got a video, and I've got a short on top of what I do for the business. And so, can I see how people get burnt out? Yeah, I can. I've been at this since July, and it's now October. I think it was the end of July. So I don't even have 100 episodes done. I'm on 65 as of today. But I'm doing lower quality video than they are, in the sense that I just want to get a video done and get it out to the people. I don't need to worry about editing that much, or I don't want to worry about editing that much. I don't want it to be slickly produced. I don't want people to have a perception of me that isn't who I am. So, and you know, and I made the decision, look, if I'm going to do this, it cannot be heavily produced. It just has to be on the fly. So I just wanted to say, I understand how people can get burnt out, because it's not just shooting the video. You got to upload the video. You got to tell people that you have the videos going on, and you're watching for views. Okay. So what's my best performing video? I think my best performing video over time has been like 44 views. I've got 39 subscribers, and 44 views is my best one. And every day I look at the statistics, look at the analytics, and it's like, you know, is this going to be the video that breaks through? Is this going to be the video that someone finds a tremendous amount of value in? Is this going to be the video that the algorithm thinks is great and puts me in front of a bunch of people? I mean, right now, my impressions alone, my impressions are less than 1,000 people. Okay. So think about that. My videos, less than 1,000. There are channels on YouTube where it's not unusual to get 1 million views in the first weekend. 1 million. Yeah. I mean, that's the scale we're working with. And so a lot of things that I've done lately have been kind of for fun. So one, everyone says you have to have this great clickable thumbnail. So I've been experimenting with my thumbnails and doing all kinds of stuff. And it hasn't really been that great. There's no uptick just because of my cute thumbnail. And the other thing is like a clickbait title. So I did one maybe last week. And it turns out when you've only got less than 1,000 people seeing your video, and sometimes it's less than like 200, it turns out that you can write whatever clickbait you want and no one's going to watch, and because no one's going to see it. And the same thing with the thumbnails. Nobody's going to see it. And so would it be better if I had a built-in audience before I came to YouTube? Yes, absolutely. Building an audience is terrible. Like very difficult. So I just wanted to share what I'm seeing on YouTube because I can understand why people get burnt out. It's tough. Like I'm going to do a live stream and there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 viewers the entire time. Why am I doing that? Do I just, it's tough. And I do a video, and one of my favorite videos was one called The Scallion Thief. And it was about this lady that went to court over having somebody stole some scallions from her. And it turned out like they had security footage that was their neighbor. And she said in the court, she said, I would have given this woman the scallions if she would have just asked. And that video is going nowhere. I think it has like 6 views today. And it's been out for like a month and a half. So anyway, I can see why people are getting burned out. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I know I'm running out of time, but one of the things I wanted to talk about was small businesses and getting burned. And so I like to support small businesses, partly because I know how hard it is. And I feel like I do feel like the deck is stacked against an entrepreneur right now, at least. And so I'll typically, if I have a choice between using a small business or a big company, I'll use the small business. Well, what happens when it goes wrong? And that's what's been happening to me lately. I'm using this one outfit, and it's a pharmacy, and it's local, and I need one medication. No, it's not. No, it's not antipsychotics. But every 30 days, I need this prescription filled, and I've been at this now for a couple months, and I'll go down there, and they don't have it. And so the next month, I'll call ahead of time, and they won't have it. They'll say, well, we'll text you when it's in, and then they don't text me, or they don't call me. And now their whole business is built around customer service. Like, you should use them because they have customer service. And for the last 4 months, I keep trying and it's embarrassing to go to the pharmacy, and ask for a prescription that's not there. You look like an idiot. So this past month, I knew my refill was up, so I went and I got a doctor's. I got the prescription from the doctor, and that was 5 days ago. And I called them the next day. They didn't have it, which is fine. Then Saturday came. Monday I was out. That's today. And I was like, hey, and they said, you tell us 7 days before you need the prescription, and we'll have it filled for you. Give us a week. And it's like, I can tell you right now, if I go to a big time business, that they're not even gonna. The prescription will be there within 15 minutes. So what's your deal? And I think small businesses, they have to compete. They have to do better at everything. And this particular company not doing it. And I'm not going to leave them because I have a soft spot for not crappy service, but small businesses. So that's that. So you want to go to a New York Times politics article? Do you want to go to a zoning tax article? You want to go to let's go to this one. This was a sad one, and I'll end it on this. I'll end it on a sad note tonight. It's this is from People. It says 2 men received life sentences for killing Minnesota real estate agent in a murder for hire plot. So this is an article about a Minnesota judge handed down 2 life sentences to the 2 men behind the killing of 28-year-old mother of 2, a respected realtor who was found shot to death in an alleyway in 2019. They were sentenced to life without possibility of release for first-degree premeditated murder. They were also convicted of kidnapping. Then they were also convicted of second-degree murder for trying to kill Paul's boyfriend, an area rapper, the same day she was murdered. So this woman was found dead, shot 3 times, once in the face, in an alley. So, you know, so when they last spoke, Bao told this fellow that she had a house to show to a prospective client. So it says a motive for the violence remains unclear even after the 2 men were tried and convicted last month. So all I would say is that it's dangerous to be a real estate agent. People don't realize that. People think that, you know, we just show houses, but you get in all these weird situations. And I just wanted you to be aware of, you know, realtors need to be careful at all times when they're showing stuff. Now, this story got kind of convoluted. A lot of stuff going on there. And then I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if this is going to come up. This was an interesting article of the New York Times. It says, talk politics. Oh, see, it's going to get me. See, it got me. So I'm not going to do it. You win. I'm going to do that article. But anyway, I can do the summation. So I'm going to go right here. Like so. There we go. So the article itself was by the New York Times, which you might have known as fascinating in the way they write things now. They said that, you know, it wasn't the question, should real estate agents or real estate brokers talk politics? It was some real estate brokers talked politics, and then it led to either the events on January 6th or that led to how should I put it? It led to their politics led to discrimination against other groups. So it wasn't the question of should you express your politics. So for all of you that might be interested in my politics are what is good for the people. Now, I'm not on the left or the right. I just care about the people. Can't stand some of the things that have happened in the country. I would never personally post something that was politically charged because I like to be friends with everyone. And I was raised, we don't talk politics or religion. So I don't. I mean, if somebody wants to have a conversation or something, that's fine. But I don't want to be identified through my politics. Okay, that's not what I am. What I take issue with in the article, and you can look it up, is that they say your politics, and then they said, well, these certain, you know, this politics leads to this discrimination. I take issue with that because discrimination happens across the spectrum. It's nothing political about it. And so, you know, it goes into on agents' personal pages, Facebook pages, social media pages. They were at times, you know, tweeting or putting posts that were anti one group or another. And it's to me, you leave that stuff up, okay? And that shows who that person is. Okay. And you want to know who that person is. The way they've got it set up, the reason why you want to know who that person is so you know that you don't want to use them. Okay. Or maybe you do. I don't know, that'd be kind of scary. But what it's set up now is National Association of Realtors says, even on your personal pages, if you write all this stuff, you could be fined, suspended, etc., kicked off the board, or kicked out of the board. I think it's kind of interesting. I would not, like I just said, I would want to see the hate. I'd want to see the hate so that I knew not to use the person. And when you're not allowed to see it, okay, then you're allowed to hide this behavior, in my opinion. And I would never want that to be done. So it's fascinating how the New York Times takes an article that says, brokers talking about the politics, when it turns out it's not really about the politics, it's about discrimination. And then once you get to that point, it's, well, we're going to, ban these people. Well, or not ban them, we're going to fine them, we're going to kick them out of the group. I don't want to see that. I just want, if you're dumb enough to post something on Facebook or social media and it's inappropriate, then in a business like we're in, you should expect that some people aren't going to want to use you as an agent. The interesting thing is it said, well, how can you be fair to this group or that group when you write something negative on social media? I don't know. But I would rather see it than not. When it's hidden, that makes things worse. They used to say sunshine is the best transparent, or, transparency is the best sunshine. And you'll hear government groups, you'll hear people in the government say that when the other side is hiding something, or when they know something that's going to be damaging to them. Oh, let's see what's going on. But if they're doing it, they'll be like, oh, we don't need it. It's not, we don't need to talk about it. But I did think that article was interesting. And I did want to point out that I just think that if you're going to write negative stuff on social media and you're going to be that dumb about it, then your punishment should be your loss of business from the people that you would normally have. But that should happen in its own. There shouldn't be any sort of organization on top of that to ban you. That doesn't make any sense to me. So that's one thing I had. And then this article here it's fascinating. It says, this is how much single family zoning is costing San Franciscans. And it's a complex article. It's the last thing we're going to talk about today. But it says the Bay Area needs over 440,000 units of housing between 2023 and 2031 to keep pace with its population, an average of nearly 50,000 units a year. But over the last 3 years, it's constructed an average of under 25,000 units annually. That's because the region is one of the hardest places in the country in which to build homes, thanks to restrictive zoning, intensive permitting procedures, and state laws that have historically allowed local groups to block residential development. And so it goes on to say that this group in this group of economics went to try and figure out how much these restrictions cost home buyers. And what they did was they estimated the difference between what homeowners in large metropolitan areas across the United States are willing to pay for additional land. Oh, did I put it up there? Here, I'm sorry. Here, let's go over here. I screwed up. There we go. And so they want to do the difference between what homeowners in large metropolitan areas across the U.S. are willing to pay for additional land they can have as part of their own lot, but cannot build or subdivide so they can sell to someone else, and what prospective home builders in those areas are willing to pay for the same amount of land to construct single-family homes on. Basically, how much less would land cost if people could build a home wherever they wanted? And so they set it up and they called it a zoning tax. And they don't blame, it's not a real tax, but they just call it a zoning tax. And it talks about it's basically a combination of zoning laws permitting delays that add to the price of different homes. And so they came up with, for San Francisco, the median zoning tax for a quarter acre of land was $409,000. more than 4 times the region's median household income. So they said, to put it number in perspective, imagine that you're a Google software developer making $200,000 a year, which is over twice the median household income in the Central Bay. The median zoning tax is twice your salary. The estimated extra cost makes up about 1/3 of the area's median home price of $1.26 million, making it unlikely you would qualify for a mortgage on a home at or near the median without a large down payment. And so it seems like right now there's shortages, and there's shortages in housing, there's shortages in manufacturing, but you don't often get like a reason for it. And I kind of believe that on the development side, at least, you've made the law so tough, to slow down. Now, you can argue, like, who does it benefit when you restrict the ability to develop a property? Well, anybody that owns property, it's going to benefit them quite a bit because prices are going to be high. In this article, in San Francisco, almost $500,000 per lot is just gone to zoning, environmental issues, things of this nature, to build one house. So, it's successful if you're on the side that doesn't want to have any new housing. It's not successful for the people that can't afford a home that have to work there. And so I feel like the balance is off, in the sense that you should be able to, developers should be able to go through a process and develop property without these significant burdens, or just say what's going on. That we're restricting building so that we can keep our property values high, so that whenever we sell, we've built some sort of wealth. Either one. And I do oftentimes wonder, are we really looking for solutions to the problems that we're stating? So in San Francisco, is the biggest problem affordable housing? Just asking. I don't know the answer. But that's where I'm going to leave it tonight. I'm disappointed with my New York Times article not working out. That was a bummer. I did like to see that I had somebody chat with me. That was fun. But that's all I got tonight. I hope you had I hope this was a good distraction from a case of the Mondays. And I will catch you next week around the same time, 6 o'clock on Mondays, Central Time. And